Earlier this season, Everton had a man sent off. Manchester United couldn't break them down. What was it that pleased you about the way that the team kept going and kept creating opportunities to break Tottenham down, get the second goal and extend this winning run?
Yeah, it's a tricky one, Tom. And, you know, we've seen all sorts of different things happen from playing against Tottenham over the years, and listen, the first goal is normally vital, you know, to get ahead. But I think it's just encouraging the expression and the attacking play, and not so much the enjoyment where you can do what you want and it's playground kind of flicks and tricks, but more playing with a purpose. But really, the confidence, you know, and listen, the first goal ends up coming from a really well worked corner. So there's different ways to get that goal, but the boys pulled it off really well. Credit to Johnny and Kaita who kind of put that together and worked with the boys over the few days of having an idea. So there's different ways you can break teams down, but fortunately for us today we managed to pull it off.
Dan. Michael, in terms of Bruno Fernandes, a goal for him, but just really summing up a brilliant few weeks for him, is it fair to say he could be one of, if not the most informed player in the league right now? Yeah,
quite possibly. I think Bruno's been, his level of performance over quite a long period of time now has been so consistent. He's always in and around big moments, you know, and he kind of got his fingerprints on it most of the time. So and he just cares so much, you know, Bruno. You can see that he cares so much about the club and wanting the club to do well, the team to do well, and he can play so many different positions. He ended up playing off the left today and got his goal off at the end from playing off the left. So he just got them quality in the big moments to that composure and can make the difference for us. And it's nothing new. Hopefully it continues. I'm sure he'll have big moments between now and the end of the season as well. And
it's the first time the team have won 4 Premier League wins in a row since February 2024. Just in this run, what's pleased you the most in such a short space of time since you and the backroom staff have come?
Yeah, I think the connection with everyone probably is as plain as anything. Listen, we all know that what goes on the pitch is ultimately really important, but results and performances. But I think the feeling, the kind of the emotion, the connection with players, the staff, with the coaches, with the supporters, it feels good, you know, and all pulling in it. And we've had to win games in different ways over the recent weeks and show that spirit. And so seeing the stadium and in that way, and everyone leaving in such a good place, that gives me a lot of satisfaction, you know, as much as the type of football and the technical side, you know. We come here to look forward to some excitement, and so to go home happy is a good place.
Hi Michael, congratulations. You mentioned winning in different ways. I mean, this side, we've touched on the run. How has it been easier than you thought? All the players, have they just been better? Because I mean, United have got more points now than they had all of last season, and that really has been since you've come in. And I don't know what you've changed. Is it something that's one thing you've changed? Or?
I don't know. I don't. It's difficult to say because I wasn't here before. So in terms of changing, I think we just come in with our beliefs and how we want to see how we see things, principles, and asking the players and to do certain things and behave in a certain way. And it's difficult to comment in terms of what's changed. I think, as I said, I'm pleased with the kind of the obviously the buy-in, the connection, and everyone's invested in it. I think that goes a long way. I think tactics and certain times, you know, the game can flow in different ways and you can look very different, good or bad, but I think being in a real good emotional place helps you, and again that proved to be the case. It was different today. We had to manage the game, control the game, and show patience and good quality, but there's different ways to do it. But certainly you know, the 4 games that we've had have slightly looked different, but we're not getting carried away. I'm not sitting here thinking we've everything's great, we've cracked it, you know. There's a lot of work to do, so and I'm fully aware of that.
Hi Michael, when the team did last win 4 games on the spin, Cobby was integral to that with the goal at Wolves and what have you. Do you feel he's now getting back to the level of those performances in that breakthrough season?
Yeah, there's no doubt Cobby's ability, you know, of what he can bring. I think he's still so young, and let's be careful about putting all so much right on his shoulders and expecting so much of him. I think he's he's still learning the game, you know, and because he's kind of had that little, he's had the big high and then obviously didn't play for a little bit. It's easy to think he's a lot older and more experienced probably than he is, but credit to him, you know, he's came right in and found his rhythm of football, which is not easy after a period of time out, and he's found that physically and mentally, and we know he can handle the ball, and hopefully over time, which I'm sure he'll keep improving, you know, and just got to be patient and not expect too much from him all the time.
Right. Michael, you're very still on the touchline. You don't kind of gesticulate wildly like some managers choose to. Are you having to like control yourself? Does the adrenaline presumably is pumping at that moment? Are you?
Depends if we score or not, I suppose. No, I think it's just managing the moment. I'm not particularly thinking I need to look a certain way, or I'm not into that. It's not a performance for me. It's I'm just being myself. But yeah, surely I think it helps make clear decisions and trying to understand what the game's going on. There's certainly an emotional side, you know. I think, listen, I've made myself look a little bit silly with some of the celebrations for certain goals that we've had, but that's part of football, and you've got to enjoy the moments at certain times. But there's definitely an element of trying to be calm and thoughtful and calculated at the right time as well.
Hi Michael, obviously you played in the central midfield as well for Man United. Just on Cobby, being dropped back into the midfield of a Premier League game when you've missed so much football, how impressive is that, and is there more to come? Because the inevitable question will be, if he carries on, that there's still a chance that he's going to make a late run and get into the England squad.
There's definitely more to come from him, and that's just the age he's at, the stage he's at his career. You like to think, you know, he's just starting out really, essentially, and he's got so much experience under his belt of big occasions, big games, and pressurised situations. That's going to help him, you know, develop, learning the game, you know, and playing next to Cassie and learning off him things that he's probably not even realising he's picking up just playing next to him, as well as the other players around him. I think that's just part of his kind of journey to learn and develop. But as I said, I'm really conscious that he's come in, he's played the 4 games and he's found his rhythm. Young players will, you know, they have times when they're up and then they might have a little dip. That's not all of a sudden he's a good or he's a poor player. He Cobby is what he is, and managing that's really important especially for younger players and understanding that. So he's doing fantastic at the moment. He's having a really big impact on games, and we'll keep working with him and helping him and try and keep improving him as well as we go.